The month of January is now over and it concludes the first month of 2024. The 2023 rally is seemingly still continuing into the new year, with the S&P up around 3.5% in this first month. A lot of these gains have been fueled by some of the biggest tech stocks, with Meta up around 37% year to date and Amazon up around 15% as well. That being said, the large majority of stocks, even those outside of the mega cap stocks, have been doing pretty well. In this month, I bought around $2,900 of stocks, 1,000 of which was brand new money I deposited into my brokerage. This adding of funds is going to help my portfolio continue to compound as time increases. I think you will find my new buys and sells pretty interesting, so let us get right into this portfolio update video.
Before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because I will be posting dividend stock videos just like this one every few days.
First, let us talk about my dividend payments really shortly since my last update video. This month, 2 companies paid me out, both of which were pretty sizable payments. The first of which was Vici, which was one of my newer repositions and my highest paying dividend stock in my entire portfolio. The Vici REIT paid me $31.13 on January the 4th. This payment I received was almost equal to 1 full share. I have bought more shares since I received this payment, which means that my next dividend should hopefully provide me with an entire share, which is amazing to see. I love this company and will keep adding to it if it goes under my cost basis. The second stock that paid me this month was JPMorgan Chase, ticker JPM. This bank stock is my favorite in the entire segment and it is the only one in my portfolio. JP Morgan paid me a nice $25.76 on January 31st. The last time JP Morgan paid me a dividend was on October 31st of last year, and they paid me $23.29 that time, so this is a nice 11% raise since then. Realty Income also technically paid me this month, but it was only when I owned a few shares and the payment was literally less than $1, so I won't be including it here. The total dividend income for this month was $56.89, which is pretty average for my portfolio, as my average income should currently be about $60 a month. Let us move on to the buys in my account. This month I spent almost $3,000 on stocks. Roughly $2,000 of this was funded by me selling out of other stocks, meaning I invested around $1,000 of new capital. This month I added heavily to growth and dividend positions. Starting with the smallest and going from there, we have Apple, which I bought $20 of at an average cost of $183.49. This is a pretty small purchase, but I basically bought this in order to buff up my tech positions ever so slightly. Apple, when compared to other big tech stocks, has been lagging behind, so I decided to just put a little bit of extra money here for the time being. The second stock I bought this month was Standard & Poor's, which I created a new position by investing around $50. This is a very small position that I still haven't added to further. Right now, this $50 basically serves as a way for me to keep an eye on SPGI in my portfolio. So far, I'm up a decent amount on this stock, as it is now sitting at around $454 a share. If the stock is to ever sink below my cost basis, I will add more to it. The third stock I bought was a REIT, and it was Vici Properties, which I mentioned earlier. I bought just around 3.3 shares of the stock at an average cost of $30.43. My new cost basis for the stock is at around $30.33. I plan to buy if the price ever dips below that. The next position I added to this month was VTI, which I bought around $170 of. I bought at an average cost of $243.58. This ETF is a no-brainer, which I will continue to buy no matter what, even when it is far above my cost basis. This is because I am planning on buying this ETF for an extremely long period of time, as it covers the entire US stock market. The next stock I bought, a stock which is reaching its all-time highs, was Meta. The reason I bought was because Meta just announced their first ever dividend payment. As you can already tell by my Apple and Microsoft positions, I love big tech companies that pay a growing dividend. This dividend is small, but there are a few good reasons to love it. Firstly, the payout ratio is super small, sitting at around 11%. The yield is also exactly the same as Apple's is currently, except I believe it will grow at a quicker rate. The stock is expensive right now, but I am long on big tech, so I will continue to invest as time goes on. Meta would have been a much better buy in late 2022 and 2023, but I probably will go more in depth on my thoughts in Meta in an entirely separate video dedicated to Meta specifically. That being said, I like the fact that they are starting a dividend. The last stock I bought, which I bought just under $2,000 of, was Realty Income, ticker O. This REIT is my second REIT I've added to my portfolio. It is probably the most popular monthly paying dividend stock of all time. Realty Income as a stock should back up my position in Vici. I do want high yielding stocks, but am opposed to stocks such as Altria due to their lack of longevity. Realty Income, on the other hand, is based in real estate, one of the most well established and oldest forms of wealth creation. I think Realty Income will be a stock that underperforms the market, but the sizable dividend will help compound my portfolio on a month-to-month basis. In addition to Vici, I will be getting a sizable paycheck from both of these companies. I want to grow this position to the point where it pays me one share every single time it pays out, at which point I will either keep reinvesting the dividend or use that dividend to buy shares of growth stocks. Either way, Realty Income will be a dividend machine that will help propel my portfolio. In total, my added income with all the new stocks that I bought this month was $120.12, which is around a yield of 4%. Talking about my sales, I did sell one stock this month, a very stable stock, the Coca-Cola Company, ticker KO. This is a stock that I made an entire video for as to why I sold it. In that video, I said I was replacing it with SCHD. Although I did do this, I substituted it for Realty Income and Meta. I believe Realty Income's dividend will help boost my portfolio long term, and that Meta's growth will do the same. I sold Coca-Cola basically due to their low growth, but if you want to know exactly why I sold the stock, I will put the link to that video down below in the comment section. Alright, so here's a look at my entire portfolio, and as you can see, we are up around $6.7 thousand in unrealized gains, which equates to around 19%. This is pretty good, but doesn't equate to my overall gains, as much of my gains at this point have been realized. My portfolio is doing really well, with Broadcom, my best dividend stock I've ever invested in, still leading the charge, being equal to over 1/3 of my total unrealized gains in my portfolio right now. Normally I make this a big segment in my YouTube videos, but to be completely honest, there isn't a whole lot to talk about that I haven't already mentioned. As you can see though, Realty Income and Meta are two new big positions that I am looking to buy more as time goes on, especially Realty Income, as I think at $54, which it currently sits at, it's at a pretty decent price. The other thing I want to mention really quickly is I'm looking at adding another financial company to my dividend portfolio if prices drop, but as it currently stands, many financial stocks are quite expensive. One thing that I want to ask you guys in particular is where is a good place to leave cash on the stock market in order to get interest? I currently have my cash in 3-month treasury bills, ticker TBIL, but I want to ask you guys if you guys know any better alternatives for where I should put my money. Looking at the dividend view really quickly, as you can see, my estimated annual income is currently at $725.55. This is a large increase from my last update video. This has mainly been caused by my increase in Realty Income shares as well as Vici. These two REITs are now my highest paying dividend stocks despite not being that big of positions in my portfolio. Realty Income at this point now pays more than Broadcom does despite being around 1/3 of the size. Combine this with their monthly dividend and Realty Income will be a great compounding machine. We are super close to my next milestone, which will be $2 a day in dividends. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, especially if you like my portfolio, make sure to comment why down below. If you think there is anything I can improve on though, let me know as well in the comment section. I hope you guys all enjoy these monthly updates. I am looking forward to growing this portfolio slowly but surely, and I am aiming to reach $100,000 at some point in the future. Also, I really want to quickly mention that my new upload schedule will be one video every Wednesday and one every Saturday. That being said, I will still upload more videos if I feel like there's enough news to talk about throughout the week. Anyways, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.